Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kia Simone, and we are here to discuss Love and Marriage DC, where Monique is having a dinner party and she is serving dysfunction, okay? Child, the first episode was quite dry, but I guess they decided we just gonna slam everything in the episode too. So, let's just get right into it because there's a whole lot to talk about. There's a lot that went on in this episode, but before we do, I would just like to say that we are officially less than 100 subscribers away from 8,000. Y'all, I'm so excited. I am so excited. Thank you so much. We are officially less than 100 away from 8,000. Y'all. So thank you so much to all of you who have subscribed. And if you have not, baby, what is you waiting on? Please go ahead and click that. It's a red button. It says subscribe. It's free too. Yeah, it's free. So, you know, if you don't mind, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay, thank you. Let's get into it. So this episode opens up with Ashley and Monique going to lunch to discuss the woes of being married to successful men. Monique's issue seems to be that her husband does not hear her and her marriage is not living up to her expectations or her husband's promises. And Ashley's issue is that, you know, she has a very supportive husband in terms of being an excellent provider, but not in terms of supporting her pursuing her own dreams, to the degree that she's had to drop out of school twice because she didn't have the support she needed in terms of their household and family. I'm gonna address it later on. Let's just keep on going. Now, when their conversation moved from their actual relationship dynamics to talking about their sexcapades with their husbands and their birth control choice or lack thereof and use of the pull-out method and wanting Botox for their sweaty armpits that look like lady parts, they lost me. I was real done. I'm a real visual person. I don't need those visuals, okay? Thank you. Bye. We move on and it looks like we're getting into the work aspect, like the career aspects of these people's lives. So we first move on to see DJ Quick at work where he's meeting with his manager. They're talking about a lot of events that he is booked for CIAA. CIAA is an HBCU basketball tournament that happened in Charlotte for years on top of years. And I think they just recently moved it further north. But yeah, it's mainly about the parties. So, yeah, he has a habit of working himself into exhaustion, especially around these CIAA events, and has ended up in the hospital before. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Then we move on to see Monique having a meeting at the radio station where she is discussing an opportunity to join their morning show. And it seems like the program manager really likes her, is very interested in her, but they got two questions. Is your drama from reality TV going to follow you? And is you going to be able to get here on time? Because you're going to have to be here between 5 and 5:30 in the morning. And we ain't going to want no long conversation at 6 o'clock about why you couldn't get here. So, now, hey, I don't know if it's me. Now, I'm not saying I have the best interview skills, but Monique's answer to the program manager about whether her drama from reality TV would follow her was, well, absolutely not. And, you know, I don't start drama, but if someone brings it to me, I deal with it. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. This is not the time to let them know you about their life. This is not the time to let them know you will fight the bitch in the bathroom if she play with you at work. This is not the time. This is not the time. That was not the answer. But, and then she starts talking the man's head off about working with her family dynamics and Chris with the kids. Man, that man don't give a damn. That man said, hey, my alarm went off a few minutes ago. That was my cue to go. I was supposed to leave a couple minutes ago. You talking too much for me. Just think it over. Find out if your husband gonna keep the kids and get back to me. That's it. And so, of course, Monique is in the confessional talking about how she is concerned about whether Chris is going to be supportive and if she's going to have the help she needs in order for her to be able to pursue this opportunity, because this is up the alley that she wanted to go. So then we move on to Monique's husband, Chris, going to have lunch, dinner, something with Winter's husband, Kevin. You know, Winter with the half-shaved head, her. They get together to talk because Chris wants to know what's going on between him and Winter. Like, you know, y'all seem so in love. All of a sudden, y'all ain't together. And she say, you've been MIA for 6 months. So what the hell is going on? Kevin leaves by letting Chris know just before he came into the restaurant, he just saw divorce papers. Apparently, he's surprised by that. Now, I'm not sure why, if you have not seen your wife in 6 months. Why you shocked you got divorce papers? But Chris starts telling Kevin how he thought that he and Winter were the perfect couple. He's just so surprised by this. And then they show us this clip that I'm assuming is their interview reel for this show. And they're talking about how they're so in love and they have so much sex. And, oh my God, our record is 8 times in a day. We just have so much sex. Let me tell you something. A marriage cannot survive on love and sex, okay? It just can't. If the height and the depth of your connection and chemistry is sexual, that probably ain't who you need to marry, because that is a small component. I mean, it's a big component, but it's a small component of a relationship. That cannot be the sole foundation. So now Kevin starts to give his rundown of exactly what happened in his marriage with Winter. And I'm so sorry, but scammer alert. Stranger danger. Tinder swindler. Okay? This dude is a scam artist. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. He is a scam artist. And Chris just sitting there listening to this man pour out the scam. Basically what happened is that within their first year of marriage, Kevin was sued. Kevin was initially sued by a company that he either worked for or was doing business with for misappropriation of company funds, where they said he took money and paid for personal outings, took his kids ice skating. He starts going into how that ain't true. He's never taken his kids ice skating, period. And then he goes into this story. He basically says that it all started to go downhill after the suit happened. That he didn't know what was going on at first. He couldn't figure it out fast enough. But their marriage just started breaking down under the pressure of everything that was going on. So when he starts to give Chris the details, it's apparently a long story because it's chopped and screwed together. First, he says he never did it. Then he says the marriage was breaking down. And then he says something mid-conversation about I did spend $1,500. And then he says something about his attorney advised him that I need you to file bankruptcy just to shut them down. It sounds like you did it, sir. Now, I had to rewind a bunch of times to hear the lies. Like, what is this man saying? Because it's just not even going together. But it was a whole bunch of lies that sounds like you did it. So Chris asked him, well, did you ever try to explain any of this to Winter? Did Winter ever hear you out? This damn scam artist. But first he says, well, you know, I didn't know what was going on and I couldn't figure it out fast enough. And it's like somebody robbing your house and you not knowing what happened and trying to figure out what happened. And then I was trying to shelter her from it all. You know, I didn't want it to affect her. Then he's crying about, you know, she won't even see me and I just miss the kids so much. And even my kid is asking about seeing Ma Winter. And I'm like, well, if you won't have me, will you at least see him? And Chris over there, damn, man, I'm about to cry. You lying. You lying. You lying. Because either you didn't know what was going on and you couldn't figure it out fast enough, or you knew what was going on and you were trying to shelter her from finding out what was going on. You was a liar, a cheater, a deceiver, a heartbreaker. She don't wants you back in her life. So she's taking the house, the car, the kids, the dog. She want it all. Because you're nothing but a liar. Then he starts talking about how he was accused by the kids of love bombing Winter because he was doing breakfast in bed 3 times a week and date nights and all kinds of things. You were love bombing. You were absolutely love bombing her. When you got a whole separate embezzlement scheme going on and you are, you know, scamming and scheming and frauding, and she thinks you're one person and thinks y'all are living one life and you are a legitimate individual and you is not. And then you start to extend these grand gestures to offset the fact that you have absolutely lied about who you are love bombing. Please go to hell. And then Chris just is caught up in the foolishness. Yeah, you know, that's the kind of stuff Mo said, you know, I'm slipping on, you know, and I need to do better. He starts saying how, you know, these are the areas he's lacking in, you know, things like that, the breakfast in bed, the date nights, and Monique is really upset about it. She's been complaining about it. And, you know, he's trying to do better, but nothing he does seems to be good enough for Monique. Moving on. So then we see the guys get together. We see Ashley's husband, DJ Quick. We see Arena's husband, Julius, and then a friend of theirs. I don't remember his name, child. Well, they all get together. They're just having some guy talk, and they're talking about being men in this nightlife or entertainment industry to a degree. And they all bond over being accused or attacked by their wives at some point. Moving on. So we move on to Monique is planning this vegan dinner party. Listen. Monique is sitting in the confessional and she is talking about how she doesn't miss meat. She loves being vegan. And now the only meat she gets is her husband's. Let me tell you something y'all know how to do. Run out. Y'all know how to just go too far. Like, nobody, please, please, please. We don't care. So Monique and Chris sit down to talk, and she's talking to him about the radio opportunity. And basically, I'm going to need you to step in with the kids. Because if they offer this opportunity to me, I'm going to take it. And I'm going to have to be there between 5 and 5:30 in the morning. Basically, I need you to keep these damn churn while I go to work, because I got to make me some money of my own so I can get the hell away from you, because you on my last damn nerve. And I can't even keep a job on these damn TV shows dealing with you and these bitches, and I'm out here whooping people ass because you getting on my nerves. So yeah, just be prepared to keep these churn. So as they're sitting down to talk about her needing his support with the kids, Monique is in the confessional saying how she is not one of those women who is content with saying her husband is her 4th child. She wants a man. That's all right, girl. So, you know, we see Chris agreeing to it. We'll see how long that lasts. And then Chris changes the conversation over to, yeah, so I met with Kevin the other day. And that man seemed real brokenhearted. Like he's all in love with Winter and he want her back and she just won't talk to him. And now I don't know who to believe, because, you know, that man was hurt. Monique said, what the hell is you talking about? That man done swindled you like he swindled her. Of course he wants her back. She's beautiful and he's crazy. So Monique was saying Winter said she didn't even know everything about him when they got married. She thought she knew stuff and she didn't know stuff, and now all the stuff has come out. And this is why sex and love are not enough to sustain a marriage. Yeah, because they was having a lot of sex and a lot of love, and look where he's at. So they end this conversation by leaving to go get dressed for this party. And Monique is asking Chris, you know, did you pull something out? And he's like, yeah, I pulled something out. She, oh God. And he was like, I pulled out something that I thought was nice. I mean, now, if you don't like it, you can find me something to wear. Now, let me tell you something. You're doing this wrong, okay? If you don't like how the man dresses, baby, this is your opportunity to get that card and that expanded budget, okay? You need some jeans and a few shirts too, and maybe a suit. I'm gonna go get you some things, because, yeah, we just need to have a few things on deck for you, so when we get ready to go somewhere, we ain't got to go out looking for stuff for you. While I'm out, I'm gonna pick me up a few things too. So go and hand me that card. Oh, you gonna send me the money? Zelle, Cash App, transfer? What you gonna do? You got cash? Baby, that's all you got to do. Get the card. Go buy him this shit. Girl, you're literally missing the opportunity to just go shopping unbothered. Because, see, I ain't going for me. I'm going for you. Leave me alone. All right. Thank you. So we move over to Ashley and Quick, who stop at a restaurant on their way to this dinner party because they like food. And you not going to invite us to this plant party and we going to leave hungry. So we going to eat before we get there so we don't get hangry while we is there and turn the table over. First, I want to start by saying Ashley is wearing that dress. Girl, you better. So they sit down, they start to talk about CIAA and all of the upcoming events, and Quick lets Ashley know that he is booked for about 15 events in a span of about 3 days. Ashley is upset. Look, I don't feel like these CNA games having to change sheets on a hospital bed and shit because you done gone and you think you found love in the club between you and your damn turntables and you won't never come home. Look, you gonna go do all these 15 events. I'm gonna have to pick up the slack. When you fall down half dead, it's gonna be me that has to nurse you back to health. We still, while you out doing these 15 events, we have children, okay? And they're not gonna wait for your 15 events to be done to keep being children that have things to do. So I'm gonna have to tend to all of that by myself. And then if there are any events or offers or opportunities that I wanted to accept, I don't have that option anymore. So, and she breaks down how this is basically a cycle in their relationship. He works himself to exhaustion. She has to nurse him back to health. He takes a little time off and then he goes right back to working himself into exhaustion and they go back round the hamster wheel. She basically says to him, it's important to me to pursue my own goals and dreams and become successful in my own right because I want to be able to provide for our family in the event that anything ever happened if I needed to. And he responds by saying, you're appreciated. What? She wants to be more than appreciated. She wants to be compensated, okay? She need her own dollars in case you really do find love in the club and decide you just ain't never coming home again. And they start talking about enjoying their marriage and how they enjoy their marriage because they're friends more so than anything, which is very important. I feel like that's probably one of the most important elements to your relationship is to have a friendship between you. But consider this. When you have your friend who is telling you, I have dreams and goals and things I would like to pursue, and I need you to help me or support me in doing that. And that friend is also helping to facilitate everything that makes your world go round. Why would you not help your friend? If this were your homeboy, you would be throwing the little homie a bone, like you said about Julius. If this were your homeboy, you would help him get on. So why not do the same thing for your wife, who you say is your friend? If she's your friend, treat her like your friend and support her dreams. So we get to the dinner party. Everybody's arriving. We have all the 3 original couples we've already been introduced to. And then we have Monique's former hairstylist and her husband. And then later on, Winter shows up. Arena starts the dinner party out by letting us know she don't eat vegan food. What? What? Now, maybe I miss it. Before I go off, maybe I don't understand. Maybe I have an incorrect understanding of what vegan is. Because ain't vegan just when you don't eat byproducts of animals, which would mean you do eat things like fruits and vegetables and grains maybe. So you don't eat fruits and vegetables? Is that what you're saying? Because what the do you mean you don't eat vegan food? So now that everybody's here, they sit down around the table and they are, talking, chatting it up. And Monique brings up that they have been homeschooling their kids. They've been teaching them a lot about Africa, and they're planning a trip to Africa because she wants to go to the motherland. She wants to take her children to the motherland. She wants to make sure that they are aware of, proud of, connected to their Blackness. And I 100% support it. And Tisha, you see this? See that? See what she did? booked her a trip to Africa with her whole family. Didn't let her husband tell her he going to Africa and his phone don't work. See how that works? Take notes. So Monique starts saying how they're going to be going to Giraffe Manor, which I believe is in Kenya. It's a beautiful place. I've never been there. I am a little bit scared of animals, but I would still love to go because it's absolutely, just to see it in pictures and videos, it is breathtaking. One day, I'm gonna make it. So as she's talking about going to Giraffe Manor, everybody's, oh wow, you know, we've heard all about that. That's so. Arena is saying the same thing. Oh my God, that's so cool. I would love to go do that. And her husband, Julius, puts his hand over her mouth. What in the Ike and Tina limo scene? Because we was going to fight. Sir, if you don't take your hand out my damn face. Even Winter, with her bad husband picking ass, was in the confessional talking about, he ain't that drunk. Ain't no way you drunk enough to be putting your hand in your wife's face over her mouth telling her to be quiet. You done lost your damn mind. Ain't no way. Because your wife sitting over here saying how she would like to go on a trip. Just say you ain't got it. Okay? Because that's what you're trying to shut her down for. You don't even feel like that seed getting planted and it's sprouting up because I ain't got it. Just say that. Putting your damn hand in that lady's face. So they start talking, you know, in regard to traveling. Arena's husband starts asking, well, you know, are y'all not scared of the panorama and Covisha getting y'all? Monique says she ain't scared of Rona because she don't live in fear. But in the next breath, said she and Chris have had the Rona twice. Well, baby, you ain't got to live in fear, but could you live in reality? Well, you know, the first time was worse than the second time. And Chris was saying how, yeah, I had it twice too. And I was popping Advils all night just to get through the night. Could y'all please put a mask on? Y'all done been through that twice. Why is y'all testing? So Monique starts complaining about how the second time that she had Covisha, that it drained all the sodium from her body and Chris wasn't feeding her and Chris wasn't taking care of her and Chris pulled his head up out that plate and about turned the table over. Hey, you about to piss me off. I said, oh shit. Chris said, I'm starting to get angry and I'm about to wreck this party because I've been sitting over here quiet trying to eat my food, letting her get the story off, but what you ain't gonna do is drag me. Because she is carrying on about how, yeah, he didn't even bring me a bottle of water. He didn't see it, didn't even come check on me. But he was letting me sleep because he didn't want to wake me up. And Chris said, hold on. So Chris starts to explain that, listen, I've basically been taught to not wake her up when she's sleeping. I woke her up in the past, out of her sleep, and damn, they got my head ripped off for waking her up. So I don't wake her up out of her sleep. Now, once she came to me, and as he's starting to explain this, Monique started cutting, that was pre-COVID, that was pre-COVID. Chris was pissed. Chris said, is it my turn to talk? She said, yeah, but I mean, I'm not just gonna let you mix things up. He said, then hush. So, whoa, shit. The dish is about to fly. And she tells him, well, don't do all of that. You're really about to ruin this dinner. No, now, while I may not think Chris is the greatest guy, Monique, you did this. You literally brought this up and drove a bus straight over your husband. But yeah, he basically left me upstairs to die. Like, girl. And so the man is coming to his own defense. And he starts to explain something that what he's explaining makes sense. Now, this might sound a little bit sexist, but this is just my opinion and my experience. In my opinion and experience, women are typically the party that is more likely to assess all the variables and figure out where they need to change inputs to get the particular output they need. Men, not so much. Men figure out a matrix of what they should and should not do. This gets me in trouble. This does not get me in trouble. So they set up a matrix of what's going to keep them out of trouble, and they try to stay in the matrix, okay? So if I've learned that I shouldn't wake her up, they're not calculating the variables where, okay, maybe this is a time where there's an exception to the rule. Hell no. I'm not waking her up because I don't know that I can handle that ass whooping, okay? Chris explains that, once she brought it to my attention, and it was just once, I made the adjustments necessary. And we came up with a plan for communication to make sure I was meeting her needs. Chris says, you're not gonna pretend that I wasn't attending to you. And Monique says, but I wasn't saying you didn't attend to me. Chris said, roll the tape back. I done did this reality TV one time. I know I got evidence. Roll the damn tape. Sure enough, they rolled the tape back to 2 minutes ago where you had just said he was not taking care of you. He was not bringing you food, wouldn't even bring you a bottle of water, and left you to your own demise. That's what you have said. She says, well, I wasn't trying to throw you under the bus, but I just wanted to acknowledge that those first few days did happen. And then once I mentioned it to you, you did attend to me and you did make sure to take care of me. And then they start this, apologizing, and they gonna kiss and make up in front of everybody. And y'all is highly dysfunctional. I just want y'all to know. They are that couple that you already know. You go to their house, they gonna fight. They is going to argue and carry on in front of y'all. And you got to pray before you go over there. So whatever spirit of disagreement and dysfunction is operating in their marriage, don't jump on into you and yours. Now, I'm sorry, for getting angry, getting upset. I'm sorry too. Y'all married. Y'all know this real. Man, hey, look, that damn dysfunction out of here. So after they have done a full show and tell of their dysfunction, they changed the subject to Arena and Jay's anniversary party. And Monique is saying that, I was expecting to have what felt like a full-on psychology class at your anniversary party, but we didn't get anything. Why? Why exactly would you expect that at any kind of party? So she says, I just felt like it was like, we had sex, but I didn't get the orgasm. I was waiting on that feeling. Please tell me, what are your issues? What in the desperate for delusion hell is wrong with you? Why are you this desperate to know what the hell is going on in their marriage so you can justify the foolishness and dysfunction in your own? So Arena's husband is kind of trying to tiptoe around, and Arena just finally breaks down and says, listen, what it was suspected infidelity. I thought he was cheating. Now, I've never actually caught him, but it was, I would hear things. I might see a text here, a phone call there, but I could never actually really catch him. So let's just say maybe it was more my suspicions than anything that he was actually doing. But, and she goes into how it's difficult being with someone in the nightlife because these women just don't care. These women, they don't care nothing about marriage and the wives and girlfriends you have at home. They just don't care. And then her husband starts blaming the job by, it's just part of the job. No. First of all, dear, your husband don't care nothing about marriage or the wife at home, because another woman can't make your husband do anything. This whole blaming all the women don't care. No, your husband don't care. Because if they approach your husband and your husband entertains them, and not just by throwing a party, your husband don't give a damn about your marriage. Please, open them up. Y'all know I'm the first to absolutely drag a side chick. However, we are going to put responsibility where it lies, because this whole absolving the man of any responsibility to his position in his marriage is not going to fly with me. Now, if she going after somebody's husband, dealing with somebody's husband, she needs to be dealt with, addressed, handled accordingly. But what we're not going to do is act like this man is subject to this woman's will. No. So they playing hot potato, and to get the heat off her, Arena asked Winter, well, why are you so quiet? What's going on with you? Winter said, oh, you want to know what's going on with me? Oh, y'all, it's my turn. Don't you never threaten me with a good time. Here you go. This girl just starts telling all her, but she just pipes straight up to tell all her damn business. Yeah, it's been an interesting 6 months because she got a message letting her know that her husband was being sued for millions of dollars, and that business partners of his were pulling out of his business dealings because he had taken money. and she hasn't seen him in 6 months. What in the Unsolved Mysteries, America's Most Haunted Hell? And then she leaps right into, well, you know, I'm a relationship coach, so I asked all the right questions. I knew everything to ask, but he just wasn't honest about who he was. Like, you know, for example, there's a big difference in having a basement apartment in Georgetown versus a basement apartment at your mom's. So Ashley said, well, that's your fault because you ain't ever asked him. And yeah, excuse me, coach, flag on the play. How the hell you marry a man and you've never, ever seen where he lives? You don't know where this man lives. You don't even know if that's his mama's house. You don't know if this man came from the halfway house. And some probation officer got your damn address because this is the only place he's authorized to be. What in the homeless Splackavalley hell is girl, you don't even know where he lives. But y'all knocking it down 8 times in a day and getting married. For all you know, he live underground with the Ninja Turtles. So Winter is highly offended at Ashley making that comment, basically telling her you didn't do your due diligence. And she goes off about how Ashley is not lucky she knows the Lord. Girl, hold on. Wait a minute. I've been saying this since before Pharrell said it on Rihanna's song, okay? Winter, what your problem is you're mad. You're mad at the truth. And the truth about the truth is the truth will set you free, but it will piss you off first. And you're pissed off that she just chopped you in your face with the truth. Now, you talking about you know the Lord, but I'm quite sure the Lord told you, baby, you might want to look deep before you leap. And you said cannonball and jumped right the hell in. You don't know if that man was a squatter that just got dragged out of a vacant property. You don't know. You just know he knocking it down 8 times in a day. Here, take everything from me, girl. And that's where the episode ends, in the middle of this absolute madness. And we will pick up next week with Ashley asking Winter, how the hell did you get to be a relationship coach? And I'm going to be tuned right in because I would love to know. And Monique is telling Chris something next week about stop speaking Alabama to her. She speaks New Jersey and he speaks Alabama. So there might be a drag in her future, but that's it. That's all. I ain't got no more. In the meantime, in between time, until next time, I love you and I mean that. Bye.